He casually shared a boomerang of himself sipping tea, paired with the cryptic caption, "Patience is everything." But inside the courtroom, patience was wearing thin, and chaos was only just beginning. The next person to testify was granted anonymity under the name Jane Doe, a former close friend of Chrissy's. Her words cut through the room like a cold wind. She claimed that years ago, Chrissy had confided in her about a deeply buried secret. According to Jane Doe, Chrissy had explained her silence by saying, "I couldn't risk him finding out. It would ruin everything." The secret? A past accident that led to the birth of a child, one Chrissy had never intended to reveal to Jim. The room collectively inhaled. Gasps echoed across the courtroom. The judge struck the gavel, twice. And then, for the first time since the scandal erupted, Jim moved. He looked up, fixed his gaze ahead, and didn't blink. His expression was unreadable, but the weight behind... It was clear. This wasn't just personal heartbreak. It was the unraveling of a carefully constructed empire. Their brand as a golden couple, their TV contracts, sponsorships, everything teetered on the edge of collapse. Outside the courtroom, whispers had become roars. The rumor mill had evolved into a full-blown media firestorm. Tabloid headlines exploded like fireworks, each one louder than the last. The baby revelation had shattered the facade, dragging Jim Jones's most guarded secret into the unforgiving spotlight. Social media had no mercy. One viral meme twisted Jim's iconic Fly High video into Cry High. Another cruelly declared, "Manis got young." While the internet cackled, the defense scrambled to regain control. Their argument was pointed. The so-called evidence? Inconclusive at best. The texts? Misunderstood. The money transfers? Just generous gestures to family. The witness? Unreliable and fueled by old grudges. Even the devil horns? Rumored to be busy brainstorming how to flip the chaos into 10 new Love and Hip Hop episodes. And the fans, eating up every second. The courtroom buzzed with electricity. Journalists pounded their keyboards in a frenzy. Sketch artists rushed to capture each gasp, every furrowed brow. Outside, die-hard followers held up phones, live streaming the courthouse steps, praying for even a fleeting glimpse of Jim or Chrissy. Then the judge spoke, adding fuel to the fire, more. Witnesses would take the stand tomorrow, and perhaps the most anticipated appearance of all, Mr. X, once a trusted friend. Now, a calculated opportunist. The world held its breath. Mr. X was en route, ready to step into the spotlight and, perhaps, tear the truth wide open. Everyone was waiting, for Chrissy to finally speak, for Jim to find a way out of the wreckage, for Cameron's messy puppet master antics to play out one more time. Jim rose from his seat in slow motion, wordless. He pulled his hood up like armor and walked out of the courtroom alone. Behind him, Cameron followed with a smirk that said one thing clearly. This story isn't over yet. The press dubbed it Judgment Day for Dipset. Outside the courthouse, fans held handmade signs reading, "Jim, blink twice if you're okay." It felt like Chrissy had embarked on a whole secret saga, and Jim tragically never got the quest update. Then, as if fate was scripting the drama now, phones across the city buzzed in unison. Unconfirmed reports said Mr. X was flying to New York to testify. Panic met excitement. The streets ignited with chatter. News helicopters carved figure eights over Manhattan. Security forces doubled down. And the internet? It did what it always does best, spiraled into chaos. Wild accusations, TikTok theories, blurry screenshots. Day 3 was just hours away, but the hype was already boiling over. As twilight swallowed, the skyline, one haunting question echoed from every corner of the city. Was Jim Jones about to lose not just Chrissy, but the legacy he'd spent a lifetime building? The wait was short, receipts dropped, memes detonated across timelines. The courthouse filled to the brim once more. Influencers called in sick. TikTokers perfected their gasp takes. News vans boxed in the block like it was a movie set. And just like that, the next chapter was about to begin. Career, reputation, and empire. Mr. X continued, his voice steady, but laced with bitterness. I kept the secret. I kept my distance, but I never left. He claimed to have watched birthdays from afar, mailed gifts under aliases, and even visited quietly when Jim was on tour. The gallery sat frozen. Chrissy's face, still absent from court, haunted the silence. Then came the receipts. Literally. Mr. X produced time-stamped photos, old voicemails, and copies of payments traced through shell accounts. The prosecution handed out copies like mixtapes. Jim's team went into panic mode. One junior lawyer dropped his pen and mouthed, "Jesus Christ." Outside, fans refreshed their timelines like addicts. A single tweet went viral. Mr. X didn't just drop the mic, he detonated the building. Memes reemerged faster than rebuttals. One showed Chrissy as Daenerys with the caption, "The Mother of Secrets." Another showed Jim photoshopped into Maury with the quote, "You are not the only one." Back inside, the judge banged the gavel to restore order, but it was too late. The courtroom had turned into an arena. Mr. X dropped one final blow. Ask Chrissy why she really left Love and Hip Hop the first time. The room gasped again. Cameramen nearly knocked each other over. Jim closed his eyes. The fight wasn't just legal anymore. It was spiritual, emotional, generational. Dipset wasn't just on trial. Its mythology was unraveling. Tristan Thompson of hip-hop. Twitter threads dissected every facial expression from the courtroom livestream. Reddit conspiracies exploded. Some claiming Mr. X was actually a former Rockefeller ghostwriter, others suggesting Jay-Z himself had sent him his karma. The drama wasn't just content, it was culture now. By nightfall, media vans circled Chrissy's last known residence like vultures. She still hadn't made a statement. TMZ posted drone footage of a woman believed to be her slipping into a luxury apartment under heavy security. Fans demanded answers, but Chrissy's silence became the loudest statement of all. Meanwhile, Jim posted a cryptic Instagram story, black screen, white text, "Loyalty over lies. Let them talk. God knows." It only fueled speculation. Was he still defending her? Was this about Mr. X? Or was it directed at Dipset members rumored to be quietly distancing themselves? In Harlem, murals once celebrating Jim and Chrissy began collecting graffiti. Someone sprayed "X marks the A" spot over a corner wall tagged with their initials. Local news interviewed an old friend from the block who said, "Jim ain't been right since she kept that secret. He might win in court, but he already lost in the streets." The next day, Cameron went live on Instagram, laughing over chopped cheese and dropping cryptic lines like, "Man, I told Jimmy years ago, watch who you build empires with. Not every queen wants a kingdom, some just want the crown." Then, out of nowhere, a burner Twitter account posted scanned excerpts of the alleged legal agreement, the same one Mr. X claimed he and Chrissy signed. Signatures matched. Legal experts weighed in on YouTube. "If this is real," said one, "Jim could be looking at years of back pay evasion, tax fraud, even conspiracy." As the city buzzed and phones lit up, one message floated above the chaos. "This ain't just hip-hop beef. This is legacy warfare." Would you like to continue the next scene with Chrissy's reappearance? Or shift focus to the impact on Jim's inner circle or Cameron's rising role in the story? Wow, that's a whole other tangled web right there. Mendeecees scandal layered over the Jim Jones saga, making it feel like a multi-season reality show on steroids. It's wild how both stories reflect the power of social media to amplify drama, pit fans against each other, and transform personal issues into public spectacles. The hashtags, the leaked docs, the cryptic statements, classic recipe for fueling endless speculation. The part about Yandy and Mena fans clashing adds a fascinating social dynamic, almost like a faction war in fandom culture. And Tasha K's role as the relentless truth seeker, or drama instigator, depending on who you ask, keeps the narrative alive, always dangling the next bombshell. The big question hanging over everything: will Mendez finally face consequences, or will he somehow weather the storm? And will Yandy find the strength to break free if the betrayals keep piling up? What's your take on how this might evolve? Should the story focus more on the media's role, the personal betrayals, or the ripple effect on careers and friendships? The tension in that situation is palpable. Yandy's choice to project strength and focus on her kids, while quietly withdrawing from Menddees, speaks volumes about her mindset. It's a classic keep calm and carry on move in the face of chaos, but those cryptic posts hint at deep, unspoken pain. Menddees trying to arrange a public meeting sounds like a last-ditch effort, but Yandy's blunt response, "I have no time for games," shows she's done playing along with whatever narrative he's trying to spin. That's a powerful moment of setting boundaries. And then there's Erica, who's mostly silent but whose ambiguous posts keep everyone guessing. It's like she's holding her cards close, either waiting for the right moment to strike or trying to quietly process everything. The silence can be deafening in situations like this. Fans and media interpret it in so many ways. It really feels like all three are navigating a public minefield, where every move or non-move gets dissected. What do you think Erica's next step will be? Do you see her making a public statement or playing a longer, quieter game? Wow, the plot just keeps thickening. Menddees secretly supporting Erica financially while married to Yandy? That's next-level betrayal, even beyond the secret child and affair. No wonder fans are outraged. It's not just about infidelity anymore, but a whole web of deception. Yandy's silence here is so telling. Sometimes staying quiet is a form of strength or protection, especially when the media frenzy is relentless. She might be holding out for the right moment to respond, or maybe she's trying to shield her family from further pain. But with all the public pressure and support flooding her way, it seems like she's at a crossroads. Menddees hiring a relationship counselor is interesting. It shows he's at least trying to fix things, but whether it's too little too late is the big question. Trust is a fragile thing, and after all this, it's going to take a lot to rebuild it. The media's circus atmosphere, with tabloids digging deeper and rumors swirling, makes it hard for anyone involved to find peace. It's a real-life drama unfolding day by day. What do you think will happen next? Do you see Yandy staying and trying to forgive Menddees, or is this the beginning of the end for them? Wow, the drama is escalating non-stop. Menddees juggling his marriage and secret affair while trying to keep a public facade is like something straight out of a soap opera. And Tasha K, she's clearly become a major player, but it sounds like some people are questioning if she's crossing ethical lines just to keep the views coming. That Queen of Gossip title definitely comes with a price. The silence of Menddees' close friends and co-stars on Love and Hip Hop is suspicious too. It makes you wonder, were they in on it, or are they just protecting themselves from fallout? Either way, Menddees seems totally isolated now, with his family, career, and reputation all crumbling. Yandy's position feels like the emotional center of the whole saga. Her quiet strength amid all this chaos is striking, but the tension about whether she can ever trust Menddees again is heavy. Meanwhile, Erica staying mostly silent adds to the suspense. Will she break her silence and change the game again? And Tasha K? She's stoking the fire with even more teasers, keeping everyone hooked and hungry for the next revelation. It's almost like she's fueling the story as much as the actual players. What do you think Erica's next move will be? And do you think Yandy will finally make a public statement or keep holding back? The plot thickens even more. Tasha K dropping hints about even darker secrets in Menddees' past? That's next-level drama right there. It's wild how quickly someone's entire image can unravel once those skeletons start coming out of the closet. And it sounds like Menddees' former friends and co-workers are distancing themselves fast, which usually means there's some serious damage to his reputation. Yandy's silence growing heavier while she's reportedly consulting a lawyer definitely points toward a potential breakup or divorce. Fans are probably waiting with bated breath for her next public move. That Instagram post from Menddees. Now that's gotta be a loaded one if it's causing a stir. Did he try to explain himself, deny the rumors, or maybe throw some shade back at Tasha K? Honestly, it feels like Menddees is losing control of the narrative completely, and Tasha K is driving the bus on this one. Do you think she's revealing the truth or just stirring the pot for clicks? Also, what do you think Menddees' Instagram statement said?